failures and setbacks and challenges and roadblocks and all of these things happen to everybody. Every single person, every single business owner has these. But what makes us different, entrepreneurs different from employees, which is like what you become if you just go back to painting. You're a self-employed employee. You're not a business owner, right? Even though you have an LLC or incorporation or whatever, like being a solopreneur is not a entrepreneur. I think those are very different things.
Welcome to the Painter Growth Podcast, where we help you scale your painting company in record time. Join us as we explore sales, marketing, hiring, finances, leadership, and more, everything that you need to know to scale and grow your painting business. I hope you enjoy and subscribe.
What's up, everybody? Mike Hickman here, founder of paintergrowth.com, and you're listening to a solo episode of the Painter Growth Podcast. Today is going to be, I don't want to say a somber episode, but I want to talk about a concept in business that isn't talked about very often. We're always talking about marketing things and recruiting things and business tips and tricks, but not as often we talk about our failures and the mindset and getting discouraged and getting beat down and kicked in the metaphorical nuts. Because it happens in business and it happens all of the time. And it happens. And when it does happen to us, it feels like it's the end of the road and it feels like we have to quit and we're going to stop and we're going to hang up our whatever and go back to our old ways. And there's a very relevant reason why this is the story of today, is because right now we do have a client going through this. I'm going to keep all names anonymous. But I felt like it's such an important topic that doesn't get discussed enough. And I just want to talk about it a little bit. And hopefully by the end of this, if you're feeling like this, or if you've ever felt like this, or if you know someone who's feeling like this, you'll have some practical strategies to help them overcome it. I mean, I remember this one project that I was doing. I've talked about it before. It was the house from hell. You can go check out that previous episode, but like long story short, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, right? We were way over budget. I had painters quit on me. My guys messed up the job. I had a stoner painter who put fingerprints and all the putty on these old storm windows. I had guys paint the wall the wrong color. I fell off a roof and broke an awning that we had to repair, and I broke my wrist while doing it. We burnt, grass by putting the storm windows on the grass on a hot day. So just like it was awful, and I was discouraged, and we were like weeks over budget, anyway, every day we got there and we were just, faced with a note on the front door, just like telling us what we did wrong. And like, this was my lowest of lows during my painting journey. Well, one of the many lowest of lows, but the one that's most prevalent in my mind right now. And hell yeah, I was discouraged. Right? I would come home and I would talk to my girlfriend. And I would just be so. She's my wife now, right? It was a while ago, but I was so down. I just wanted to quit. I didn't want to get up that next morning and go to that job and face that letter on the front door of how bad things were and all the things that I had to do, and my painters asking for more money and them quitting and not showing up and being late and smoking pots, and just had nothing going well. No money in the bank account, knowing that this was going to be a huge out of pocket job. And it was a very real moment for me where I had I have several options, but one of the options was to leave that job, leave the customer high and dry with a half finished job, and just go work on other jobs. I could have just done that. I could have just quit trying to grow a painting company with all the complexities that growing a painting company has, with recruiting and hiring and management and estimates and jobs and stress and finances. I could have just gave up on that and went back to paint, right? Simple, just painting full time, right? No responsibility, but also no growth, no development, no challenge. I could have just quit the painting trade altogether, right? Just gone all in on school and maybe found like an office job somewhere, or stayed in the trades and a different trade. Like, there's a lot of different options. I mean, those are probably the three main options. Could have just become homeless. Obviously, wasn't too motivated to do that. But for some reason, I don't know if it's who I am or just, I don't know why, but I decided to, do the hard thing. I mean, everything is hard, right? And this is something Hormozy says, is like, everything is hard. Being broke is hard. Building a business is hard. Being in a stagnant dead end job is hard. Like, everything is hard, but you get to choose your hard. That's the beauty about business and life, is you get to choose which hard you want. So, so I chose my hard, and I chose to, face the storm and run into the storm. Actually, a friend of mine, Brandon Vaughn, he shared the story of the buffalo with me. And that was one of their core values when he was running Conquer Coaching, is you want to be a buffalo. And a buffalo will always run, so cows will like run away from a storm. And because they run away from a storm, they're caught in the storm a lot longer. Right? They're running away from the storm. They're running away from the hard thing. And they ended up being caught in the storm a lot longer because they're running kind of with the storm. Buffaloes, on the other hand, buffaloes see a storm and they run towards it, because they know that if they charge at it and they run through it, yeah, they're going to get hit super hard, but they're going to get through it quick, because they know that's the way to shorten their pain. And so in that instance, I buffaloed. I ran into the storm, and I'm like, let's rip off the Band-Aid. Let's just keep going. Let's keep up the perseverance. Let's get it done. Now, we did get it done, and things did get better, and there was light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, I lost money on that job. Yes, I lost confidence, and I lost a lot of myself and who I was like on that job. But I got through it, and the sun rose the next day, and the wind blew, right? And I woke up, and I got back to work, and I got the next job, and it wasn't as bad. It was actually way better. It's great. It was a wonderful job. And then I got the next one. It was also excellent. Made money. I learned from my mistakes, right? And then every now and then another estimate would come back that would remind me, or come up that would remind me of that first job that I mucked up on. And I knew to avoid it, and I knew what to do differently. It was a hard, super hard lesson, but it allowed me to change my future behavior. So I learned something from it. And I think that those challenging moments in your life, like, really define who you become and your response to it. Because, this is now 10 years later. What could I have done? I could have, if I would have done one of those other things, hung up the brush, or just went to paint full time and not tried to grow my business, like, I would have never scaled my company to, $200K a month. I would have never started Painter Growth and now helped over 600 painting contractors, never had such a positive impact, never be telling you the story. I would have just thought back on, man, what a failure am I for quitting this job? Just like, because those actions, you label yourself, right? And those actions breed further actions along those same lines. So if you quit on one job, you're going to be more likely to quit on another job. You want to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be a quitter, or do you want to be someone who perseveres, who attacks the hard thing, who buffaloes, right? Because your actions are everything. You are a combination of what you say and what you do, right? Those are the two things that kind of make up who you are. That's it. I guess, like, what you look like for a little bit, but mostly what you say and what you do. And so if you say you do hard things, but then you don't do them, all right, there's a discrepancy there. Now, what I encourage everyone listening to this to be is to say you do the hard things and actually do them. It's so much easier said than done. That's why I wanted to start this, just by kind of explaining, one of my stories from one of these hard moments in my life where I did persevere through. And if I just went back and done the easier thing and not buffaloed and not faced my challenge head on, my business my business and life could have had a completely different trajectory. I had, and still do have, big dreams, big visions for my life and my family's life. Mediocrity is not an option. And if it is for you, that's wonderful, but it's not for me. So I knew what I needed to do, and that was to do the hard thing, right? So I just wanted to share that as kind of like an opening, and then share this like power of community aspect of it. So we have a client. So we have a community in our painter growth program kind of thing in Slack. I don't know if you ever heard of Slack before, but it's like WhatsApp, but for business kind of thing, WhatsApp or Discord or whatever. So we have a group. It's our blueprint group. We have like 250, like-minded, entrepreneurial, growth-oriented painting contractors in here. Everything from guys just getting started to guys scaling 7-8 figure businesses. But last night, one of my clients and friends messaged me. He messaged me. We went back and forth a little bit about his situation, but I encouraged him to post in the group. I'm like, man, you got a community, you got a group, you got a resource. And I think the power of community is so undervalued. You see these Facebook groups like the painting contractors group, which is like 250,000 people. And it's getting better. There's some positivity in there, but like a lot of the time it's just junk, right? It's like unfiltered. You don't know what you're getting in there. Everyone's allowed in. You get, painters, you get employees, you get roofers, you get a ton of people trying to hawk you things. It's not a safe space. So anyway, our friend here posted last night. He decided to let himself be vulnerable. He's having a very hard time. And he posted in the group that basically he's going through this shitstorm right now. And he wants to quit trying to grow his business and just going back to painting full time. So last Sunday, my project manager quit, went out of my truck Monday morning. All my tools had been dropped off at the curb. It was a tough week. Then on Friday, the server for my website and emails went down, resulting in missed opportunities. I had a new guy that was start this week, but the job isn't ready. So I'm scrambling to get work and won't be taking on anyone new. As you can imagine, discouraged, I've decided to just go back on the tools, finish up the season as a painter. I haven't given up, but I'd sure like to. Can anyone else relate? And man, what happened next was just incredible. The amount of support that our community got. I can't share my screen and show you because there's names there, but I'll just read a few of the replies here and you can kind of see what type of support he was able to get. So first reply, I think everyone can, man. This industry is tough. I had a project manager planned. Didn't quit, but he isn't ready to run a team, which caused my business partner to get back on the tools. These tornadoes put us back physically and financially. Please don't be hard on yourself about this. Just hyper focus on what you need to get back on track and don't give up. Get your ads out Indeed, ZipRecruiter, keep removing. If you focus hard enough on the thing you need, you'll be back off the tools. Stay focused and get a plan. Another one, from Tony, I recommend sticking with painter growth and continuing to grow and learn beyond 3 to 6 months. It's absolutely normal. These things happen. It's a learning opportunity. I can write a book about the stories of what I've been through. Keep pushing, keep learning, keep moving forward. Another one, what Tony said, stay in painter growth. Once I thought about not staying in the program because of money, this program has given me a roadmap to 7 figures plus. You want off the tools. Painter growth is a way to get there. I couldn't imagine being away from the program. I would fall apart so quick. All right. Another one. It's going to be a little bit, guys. Just I'm going to read these. I think it's just important. So I hope you enjoy them. So if anyone else is going through this, like there's a concept called I can't remember, power of one or one to many or something like that, where advice given to other people can be applicable to you. So listen to this advice and see if it's applicable to you where you are right now, or maybe a friend of yours who might be going through something similar. So next one, I definitely 100% relate to what you're going through. When I first started with painter growth, I went through a lot of struggles after putting down the tools for the first time in 20 plus years. I ended up picking them back up and questioning my involvement with painter growth because I wasn't making the profits I was when I was doing a lot of the work with 2 or 3 helpers. But I kept with it and tried to listen in as many meetings as possible and put down the tools as much as I felt safe with. And while training the crew I had, and now it's finally different. I've not had to pick up the tools in a while, and we've been doing a lot more volume, and I focus on how to get more work and all of that. But it has been challenging to say the least. Still struggling to get all dialed in, but very hopeful that we'll be that company. Blessings to you. All right, let's keep going. Next one, all different people, by the way. So that's a legit nightmare and makes that it's messing with your head. Your current mental, emotional state is valid. Don't forget that you've got us. and you're more resilient than you think. You have the resources and skills to get through this one way or another. If you do go back on the tools, don't forget to care for your future self and business by creating an exit plan and timeline to get yourself off the tools. Last Monday, my only painter quit the same day and my car died both before 9 a.m. Really had me thinking, what the fuck am I doing this for? Sorry, I'm just reading it, not trying to curse, but I don't want to filter other people's conversation. The podcast and program got me through. Hang in there. This too shall pass. We're all here for you. Just going to let that one sink in while I sip my coffee. All right, another one. All different people, by the way, which is amazing. The support is incredible. It's natural to face obstacles along the way, and it's important to remember that every entrepreneur encounters difficulties at some point in their journey. Remember, challenges are opportunities in disguise. Each hurdle you face can lead to invaluable lessons that will strengthen your business. You started this journey with a vision and passion. Hold on to that. Your unique ideas and innovations are what set you apart. Trust in your ability to navigate this path. Every step forward is progress, and recognizing them will fuel your motivation. Perseverance can make all the difference. Trust in yourself, learn from this experience, and know that with determination and resilience, you can overcome anything. Amid the challenges, prioritize your well-being. A healthy mind and body will provide you with the strength needed to tackle obstacles more effectively. Wishing you strength and success in your comeback and journey. All right, we got a few more. I'm going to keep going. These are really wonderful, and I would want to capture these in the history of what will one day be this podcast. All right, this next one. Hey, name. I know things have been a bit messy lately, but I truly believe that challenges like these are opportunities for growth. It's either a chance to learn or a test to push us down, and I know you're strong enough to push through. I checked your Google reviews and the awards on your website. It's clear you've achieved so much already. It's not easy to get those, and it's proof that your resilience and skill. In about 6 months or by next year, we'll be laughing about how we stressed over this and what a crazy learning curve it was. You're leveling up. Keep your head up and keep punching. The next one. I believe all of these challenges are like the heat that tempers glass. Wow. That's nice. That's deep. You can break glass easily, but if it's all been stressed by heat multiple times, it's almost bulletproof. The glass is you right now. Keep going through the stress of the process, but on the other side is a strength and fortitude that will help you through anything. There's probably something in the circumstances you can dissect and learn from. I'd encourage you to review and reflect on some of the root causes and make changes accordingly. Painting is the easy part of what we do. The people part is the challenge. Hang in there and look for nuggets every day. You'll be out of the fire soon. Wonderful messages. And then the last one here from Domingo. Hey, Casey, I think it's part of the success. Short story. When I started my business solo, it was on winter. I lost my car, no jobs. It was a nightmare, but I never gave up. There's always a way. I had 3 guys now, but I had 3 guys, but now I only have 2 guys full-time because I make more money than before when I had 3 to 4. The program really helped. Just have to give it time. I'm here with 3 kids. My wife doesn't work, and I work 3 to 4 days because of the guys working, and they make the money for me. What would have happened if I went back to my old job? It's a process we always have to get through. I mean, those amazing words, right? And being able to see something like that and the outpouring of support and love and guidance that one client is able to get from a community of, strangers, painters from all over the country, is just really cool, right? So I think the last thing that I kind of want to just touch on here is your goal and your North Star, and really making sure that you're always aligned towards that and knowing what that is. So if you're just working really hard in your business and you're not really sure which direction you're going, you're just like, I want to make more money. I want to work harder. If that's the case, you're going to have challenges. And when you have those challenges, it's going to be harder to want to keep going because you don't have specific goals in mind. But when you have specific financial, family, business, time, hobbies, relational goals, when you have really specific, defined goals, it makes seeing these challenging things through because you know what you're working for. So I highly recommend that if you don't know your goals right now, take a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to take a little bit of effort here. Take a piece of paper and write down like 1 or 2 lines of what you want to do for each one of those categories. You can just hit back 30 seconds and write down those categories again. Like, I want to work 4 days a week so that I can blank. I want to make this much money so that I can blank. I want to spend this much time with my kids so that I can blank. And post those somewhere that you see frequently, because if you see those, that's going to give you that reminder. You know what you're working for. You know why you're doing it. You know why you're doing the hard thing, right? And also know that failures and setbacks and challenges and roadblocks and all these things happen to everybody. Every single person, every single business owner has these. But what makes us different, entrepreneurs different from employees, which is like what you become if you just go back to painting. You're a self-employed employee. You're not a business owner, right? Even though you have an LLC or incorporation or whatever, like being a solopreneur is not a entrepreneur. I think those are very different things. So growing a business takes grit. It takes determination. It takes wanting to do the hard thing, taking the path less. There's a reason why there's so few people that are entrepreneurs compared to people who are employees, right? Because we're a special breed. Not everyone can do it. It is hard, but because it's hard, we have the ability to have an outsized return, meaning the reward that we get for being entrepreneurs, if you do it right, and if you persevere, and if you have grit and tenacity and all that stuff, is not even 10 times bigger than being an employee, not even 100 times bigger than being an employee. It is literally unlimited, because you can make unlimited upside profit in a business, right? I know people who are making $1 million a month in profit in their businesses. Like what is that? Like 100x of what the average person makes, or more than that, 200x. So it's unlimited upside. So like going back to the start, choose your hard. Is it harder, right? Like I would say choose your hard and also your time domain for that hard. Because if you do the easy thing right now, and I'm talking to you directly, if you do the easy thing right now, you're choosing to do the hard thing for life, right? But what we do as entrepreneurs is we do the hard thing now so we can have an easy rest of our life. That's what I'm going to leave you guys on. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.